In my 2005 trip, I actually stayed underground in a club overnight and got to meet a bunch of pretty interesting people. One chick actually did the graphics work for Sony for a small portion of one of their divisions. She actually did the graphics work for one of their like the advertising work, which is pretty crazy. And the bar owner, the club slash bar owner was a chick too. That it was crazy. She looked like she was about 20, even though she was like 28. And I stayed there overnight because I missed the last train. And so it was pretty. I felt pretty safe though. If you watch the Fears video, and you see that video, the part of it where it's, fuck it, I'll just show you guys. Because this will be real quick. This will only take like 10 seconds. I was born in Modesto, California. The craziest and weirdest thing I ever saw in Japan was a cross between the 2chan store, the toilet museum, and a picture of Ronald McDonald on a building that said underneath it, "Two sick bastards." That's probably the triple cross of the weirdest shit I've seen there. You get what I'm getting They actually talk very fluent English. They actually talk extremely fluent English. This is why games like the universe outside of yeah, here we go. So this is the club where I was at. There was a 2chan store in Akihabara. Yeah, this is the club where I was at. So, wait, hold on. Right here, that's the chick that did the work for Sony, right there. Oh, no, not at all, Loken. That's a very big myth. Very few Japanese know how to speak even remotely fluent, even remotely decent English. It's just like in America how very few people know how to speak a second language. It's very, very few. I put all this stuff in it to give an example of stuff that is, well, I just tried to make the video disturbing, actually. I just tried to make the video outright disturbing because eventually I want to try making a horror movie series. And that is my face. They don't all know some form of martial arts. That's Japan, too. I did. It was pretty interesting, yeah. And this is also Japan. And this is also Japan. That is not Japan, however. This is actually me on the subway train. It's like, whoa. I would probably not go to North Korea. The person walking down the hall was actually my dad. Believe it or not. The horror series isn't going to be exactly like Marble Hornets. It's probably going to have the same, like, you know, handheld camera style, but that's pretty much where the similarities are going to end. That's going to be about it. I'm probably going to stream for about like an hour and a half or so or something like that. Anyways, dongs. Okay. So there's the card up again close. This Konami card, by the way, works on all Konami games. It works on all Konami games. So it works on Drum Mania, Guitar Freaks, DDR. They had a Silent Hill shooting game there. It works for that. It works for everything. For those of you that have played Rhythm Heaven, this is the arcade machine for it. Schwang, I'm going to play some video games probably in a little bit, probably about an hour from now. But yeah, I'll probably play in about an hour from now. And real quick, for those of you that haven't seen this too. I very rarely play Minecraft. I play it to find new seeds. I'm going to do a series of videos where you can see me use, or see me play with really crazy ass seeds, but that's about it. I don't really play it otherwise from that. I am showing the pictures, yeah. Later Horn 11 Tail. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. This is me playing the arcade version. I actually get a perfect on it. I'm not going to show the whole video, but yeah. Pretty much what Zero Persona said. So yeah, this is actually pretty fun. This is pretty crazy. And yeah, I got a perfect at the end because I'm a fucking gangster. Look at that shit right fucking there. Look at that fucking perfect. God damn, what a fucking man. Anyways, by the way, you know what? I'm going to show the Half-Life thing, by the way. Yeah, this is Rhythm Heaven, called Rhythm Tengoku in Japan. It's the arcade version of it. It only exists in Japan. Real quick, I want to mention something so weird. So, this is a pretty basic rhythm game, right? Like, it's just 2 buttons and then up, down, left, right, right? Okay, so like this game, would you say that Drum Mania is harder than this game? Would you say like Drum Mania and even DDR is like harder than this game? Okay. So most people agree, at least, that Drum Mania is harder than this. Okay. Now here's the weird thing. I would play Drum Mania and I would do fucking crazy ass motherfucking shit on it. Like, I would do shit like this. I'm sorry for all the videos, but it fixes with the story. So, yeah. I'm not trying to show myself off. It's just it's relevant. Okay, so this is me like playing in Japan on Drum Mania. I am not a hipster. Nope. So I would do stuff like this, right? And I would get almost no fucking crowd at all. Like, nobody would even fucking pay attention to this, even at all. I think I got like one person ever watching me for playing this kind of like stuff on Drum Mania, okay? So, again, playing all this bullshit. I would play Rhythm Tengoku, and I would get a huge fucking crowd for this game. I would get like 40 people behind me in like a half ring watching this, and when I'd finish, they'd like applaud. I don't understand why. I don't get why people would go absolutely fucking berserk for this game compared to Drum Mania. You usually get about 3 or 4 songs for $1 on Drum Mania, Moose. Yeah, it was also pretty funny too. Whenever I played Taiko no Tatsujin, I would have people, like Japanese people, come up behind me, and I'd turn around, and they'd be like, "You're very good, very good." And I'd be like, yeah, and they're like, "You play a lot?" And I'm like, "Nope, this is only like my 3rd, 4th time playing." They're like, "Oh, you're very good, very impressive." And then they like applaud. So that was pretty funny. I don't have any videos of the crowd because actually in Japan, you're not supposed to have cameras inside arcades. So all these pictures of the arcades and stuff like that, I kind of had to like sneak it under my jacket and take pictures of it. So that's why they're all kind of, this is like the only really good. In fact, you're not even supposed to be on this fucking floor. This whole shit right here, all this shit is supposed to be girls only. This whole fucking floor is basically supposed to be girls only. So the fact we were even up here was already fucking breaking the rules. So, yeah, so going back here real quick, let me go back to, I went up there because I wanted to play this motherfucking game. I don't care if a chick came out night fucking naked and fucking 5 guys, I was going to be playing this game. This is what my fucking attention is on. This shit right here, this fucking monkey, this motherfucker gets my full attention compared to fucking 3 chicks coming out there naked. I don't give a shit. There's not really security cameras, no. They needed a girls only section because you can't see it, but off to the left here, there's like a shit ton of those picture taking machines, and there's actually dressing rooms. So that's why. Somebody want to see the Half-Life game? I'll show you guys here real quick. There was a Half-Life arcade machine in one of the arcades we went, actually in a lot of the arcades we went to. Did I go back too far? Okay, no. Yeah, so here's Half-Life 2 Survivor. So you fucking go, and here it is in the arcade, and here's all your weapons and your dicks, and then your enemies score, your class, and all that bullshit. And then here's the website you go to, and it's internet connected. It's internet connected to every other Half-Life. See, this is what's cool about Japan if you're a gamer. All the arcade machines are connected to all the other arcade machines in Japan if it's a multiplayer game. If it's a multiplayer game, it connects to every fucking other machine like it in the entire fucking nation because it's such a small nation. So that's really, really awesome. And this is probably about 4 or 5 years old, I'd assume. So, and here's your, you have to, this is the only thing I don't like about it. You have to control it with foot pedals and and joysticks. There's my friend Andrew playing it. So you can see there he's using the joystick and he's having to use pedals. So it's kind of awkward, but it's, you know, it's pretty cool still that they even did this. I did not know that, Joe's drums. That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't even know that. So there's your little thing. It's like, oh, you were a fucking survivor. Haha, but if you were American, you cannot play this because they are fucking dicks. And you're like, fuck. If you want to see a lot of these photos, they're in the earlier video that Slow Rider did, and it shows all these fucking photos. So I'm going to actually back out of this and go back to where I was because I want to continue on my epic quest to like basically do 1 photo a fucking year. I have not shown pictures from Akihabara, I believe. I don't think I got many this trip. I'll go to the 2005 though. I still want to show the 2005 pictures and I'll do those. How many people are still in here, by the way, after I went on my long rant about porn and tentacles and STDs and marriages. Okay, so about 30 people left. Okay, so here's a big room, and I'm not really sure what this is. Later, Taco 47. Now, I don't know what this is. What I was told by a few of the people here was that a lot, okay, sorry, I was reading the chat at the same time. What I think this is a big fucking cup, obviously, but from what I was told, it's supposed to be something for people in hospitals to rehabilitate themselves by using this in a driving game. I'm not really sure how that works or what that means, but yeah, that's what I was told, is that literally, like, they had 12 games like this that were all gigantic, obscure objects that you use to drive around a landscape, and then you interact with other players driving other objects. And again, from what I was told, it's supposed to be for hospital patients, but I'm not sure why it's for hospital patients. I'm not really sure. So, I'm totally not trolling with this, by the way. I'm dead serious. Like, this is literally what I was told is for hospital patients. So I honestly have no idea how that correlates. So I got a bunch of pictures of people doing other stuff. I think it's my dad playing the keyboard. You can see he's fucking driving a keyboard, as bizarre as that is. Got some little fucking kid with the only realistic one in the entire place, a fucking car wheel and a pedal. The only fucking realistic one. And then this was probably the coolest thing at the entire exhibit. You can't really see it too good because of reflection, but there's a little gun here and there's a ball in it, like a tennis ball, and you shoot it, and this robotic arm right here will grab the ball no matter where you shoot the tennis ball at. So like if you shoot it up here, the arm reaches out and grabs it out of the air. So it's actually pretty cool. It was actually really freaky doing it. It was just like, and again, kind of a shitty picture. This is pretty crazy. As it says, this is a hands-on model of the fucking internet. I didn't get any videos. We had a bunch of videos of 2007's trip, but they all got corrupted. The only ones remaining are still on my Azurite reaction profile. If you just type in Azurite reaction Tokyo 2007, all of them from that trip will come up. If you type in Azurite reaction Tokyo 2007, but those are the only ones I have left, unfortunately. So if you go here, it's a gigantic series of tubes. The internet is a series of tubes, legitimately. It's actually a series of fucking tubes. So, there you go. But a bunch of like white and black balls go down it. They're supposed to represent ones and zeros, and that's what it's representing, a very, very small portion of the internet. The name Azurite reaction is actually a really long story, but I will go over it someday because, well, I went over it last stream, but it just took like an hour, so I'm not going to jump onto that tangent right now, but I will do it at some point, and then I'll link people to the video once I finally do it. But I'll tell you this much. It's wholly original. Nobody on the internet has ever used it before me, so if you ever see anybody with that name, they either ripped it off of me, and they're either A, pretending to be me, or it really is me, and 2, azurite's a stone, it's a mineral, and 3, it's supposed to be a name that can't be stereotyped in any way, which is why I picked it. So, yeah, and then I'll go on about more of this stuff, but anyways, I'm probably not going to play Sumotori tonight, but I will do videos of Sumotori. I will definitely do videos of them. I'm probably not going to play it tonight just because I wanted to do this. And I told a bunch of people that I was going to do this on YouTube. So here's showing the thingies, and here's me and my dad and Andrew looking like fucking complete tourists and dumb fucks. No, I was moving my chair. It's hella squeaky. Here I am. Oh, I'm a faggot. I'm emo. So it fucks up, it distorts the image, so I don't really have a head that looks like it got compacted. This was a little weird thing that you like drew on and stuff like that, and it like, I forgot how it did this, but it used like algorithms to like basically continue your drawing or something like that. It is 11:52. And so I'm not really sure how that worked. It has these little numbers and algorithm thingies, so you can tell we were very mature. We were a very mature group.